Sam, another game of pre-season done and dusted, a 3-0 defeat to Sutton United. What are your initial thoughts on that one?
Yeah, it's probably the first time in pre-season where we've come off the pitch feeling like the performance could have been a lot better. We know that. I think it was a big warning sign for us in what's to come. Ultimately, we've conceded 3 sloppy goals, and it's been the undoer of us. My biggest disappointment was we probably lost a bit of our identity, everything that I'm asking for, everything that I've demanded through pre-season. So we now know that we've got work to do. And I think if you asked me before this game where we're at, where we find ourselves, I think a lot of people would have said we're in a good place. And I do still think we are in a good place. Just think that is a warning sign of what's to come, and we need to up our game in various areas. So we've got to be better physically, and we've got to be better technically and more competent all across the park.
That's what pre-season's for though, right? Good to get that out of the way now, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly. I've just said that and echoed that in the changing room, that week 4 of pre-season, we'd rather have that now to see where we're really at against good National League opposition, by the way. They'll be competitive in the National League, so credit to Sutton. I thought they were excellent. But exactly, that's what's to come for us, because the way we play and the style we play, teams aren't going to like that, and teams are going to want to come for us. So we've got to make sure that we're levels above and able to solve problems out on the pitch. Of course, it's always hard when we don't have a match day -1 on the Monday, and we're almost coaching on the go. And the boys played a huge chunk of minutes on the Friday against Oxford. So, yeah, bearing that in mind, that physically it was a tough challenge for us today. And again, we've ended up with 5 of our academy players on the pitch. So, there were a lot of good bits. So we have to take the positives from that, and we go again against Stevenage. It doesn't get any easier. But that's what pre-season's all about: getting messages across, finding out areas where we need to improve, and we go again. And we have to take the positives.
You're absolutely right. We will take the positives, but in your mind, what were the positives? Because we were just having a little chat off camera, and there were some really good bits in there.
Yeah. Listen, we asked the boys to play a certain way, and at times I feel like we did solve problems. By no way was it enough. We needed to solve problems a little bit quicker, a little bit faster, but there were some really good bits, and it's one of them probably where in the emotion after the game and the debrief, I always like to keep it quite concise, because me and Liam and the staff will go back and we'll watch it thoroughly, and we'll actually probably point out there was a lot of good bits, but ultimately, in my opinion, we didn't test the goalkeeper near enough as much as we wanted to in vital areas, in 1v1 positions. Probably didn't have enough end product, and probably that's the biggest disappointment. But a lot of positives in terms of build up and playing through and beating their press. There were some really good examples, so we have to keep driving them, keep going with it, and keep encouraging the boys to trust the process.
Yeah, and you mentioned it before as well. We had Oxford United on Friday, no training, straight into this game tonight. It's difficult, isn't it? More minutes banked in the legs though as well. When does that fitness element of pre-season end, and when does it go into the mindset of, right, we need to start winning games now?
I think it's ongoing, the physical element. I think that's continuous through week 1 all the way through to week 6, 7. That's a focus that we've brought a strength and conditioning coach, Ethan, and amongst the team we devise a program and periodise minutes up to now. Probably you look going forward now, back end of week 4 and the rest of pre-season, you probably look now and highlight where we feel like we can push with certain players going forward. That is probably seemed indeed more to be stronger outfits, and some players might get less minutes now going forward, but we have to start building towards August the 10th, and ultimately now we are looking at performances, and a little bit about results too, but ultimately we're gearing for August the 10th. That's where we need to get to, and we'll make sure that we're ready for that game against Marine on August the 10th.
Well, Sam, thanks very much for your time tonight.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, Gate.